time. We got ourselves a demon. Woo!
I think we're alone now.
Hi, this is Ram from India. I work with Cinema Express. How are you?
Good, thanks. Bit tired. We had a bit of a late night last night with the premiere of the movie, so it was good.
Oh, lovely. So I would like to begin with, are you a fan of this genre, horror comedy?
Yeah. I've done quite. I did. I think I did Dracula for Netflix, which has had a similar tone. Yeah. So yes.
As a viewer, are you someone who prefers watching true blue horror, one that's scary from the start, or do you prefer having this intermissions, these pauses where the audience is allowed to relieve their nervousness for a bit?
Oh, I like both equally. Yeah, I don't have a preference. Yeah, I mean, yeah, some pure. I probably steer away from sort of slasher movies. They're less my thing. I like more psychological things. I like the build up. Terror, I think, is all about the build up to things happening.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, one of my favorite horror movies is The Shining. Which is, I think, really stood the test of time. And The Exorcist is the sort of benchmark of, from which all exorcism movies are sort of judged, because that kind of gave you the rule book. And I think, so yeah, I don't have a preference. You just like good films, just films that kind of, I like The Others. I like, David. I mean, there's loads. There's so many good horror movies.
Okay. So one of the things I really liked about the film was the 80s, the retro vibe the film had throughout, right? I loved the text during the end credits as well. I think it was such a fun touch. So how important was it for you to maintain this 80s, this retro vibe?
I love things set in the past. I mean, that was my decade, so I grew up in that period. So I love the music, and so it's it's a big nostalgia trip for me. I think we often think of those times as being simpler because there was no internet. I think the first web page actually was published in 1989, but there was no mobile phones. We weren't sort of exposed to endless sort of cynical views. Now you could literally be exposed to 400 cynical views in a day. Whereas before, we probably only had our parents, kind of like talking about things. And so we sort of, in a way, our world was smaller. And I quite like that as an idea, that your world is just boxed in. You phone someone up, said, meet me there. And then you put the phone down, and then you went there. Then if they didn't turn up, you'd go, damn, and you'd go to a phone box and then call their house and go, do you know where they are? And you sort of didn't have that immediacy now. And also you could find out no information because there was no internet. So you had to really rely on the television and your parents and encyclopedias. I mean,
physical books, physical text,
physical things, exactly. Those sort of things where, everything was so much, even if you liked a band, like music, and I love the music of the period, and I have now nostalgia for like so many more types of music from that period. In that period, I like particular types, but at the time, so say if you liked a band, it was like a nightmare to find out about them. You had to watch particular shows on TV, buy the new musical, the NME, the New Musical Express, and that was the only way you could find out like more information. So simpler times.
Wonderful. I know 5-minute interview itself is a hard time for a journalist. So, but thank you very much. I had a pleasure. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Oh wow, that was quick. Brilliant. Thank you. My pleasure.